everyone, welcome back to another episode of Ladies Garden. I hope everyone's been having a good weekend and I hope everyone's been having a good holiday season thus far. I wanted to give you guys a quick tour of my back garden at the holidays, also share with you an update of more bulbs that I planted for, God willing, the spring season, just to make the garden more beautiful. So we'll start at the arbor. You'll see a wreath with a red bow that I love so much. Bugs over here has a red bow as well, so it's all decked out for the holidays. As we enter the arbor, I went ahead and I got another packet of gladiator alliums. I know I'm showing the spot, you can't see them, but they're under there. So there's 4 on this side, and I believe there's 5 on this side. And so my hope is to, when you enter the garden, late spring, everything's blooming, everything's smelling nice and fresh of spring, you'll be greeted with two borders that have these beautiful purple globes. Over here, everything's asleep, everything's alive, everything looks nice and as it should. I did a little fingernail scratch on the red bud. It's still alive. I'm happy about that. I'm hoping that it produces the way I want it to produce, and I'm looking forward in the future to see how big and how beautiful it'll get. It's a beautiful multi-trunk tree, and I'm really excited that I was able to get it. The hydrangea is doing fabulous. I mean, it's grown so much since the pine tree was removed. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome. In a past video, I had a pine tree kind of closer, probably more towards the bird bath, where the bird bath is now. There wasn't a bird bath there. The pine tree was kind of in between the red bud and the bird bath, and it was huge, and it gave us a lot of privacy. And then it just declined, and it had to be removed. And then since then, the hydrangea really took off. Over here, there's a dapple willow that was once where the red bud now is, and it's doing pretty well as well, and I'm excited about that. The transplant of the dapple willow and the boxwood, they're both doing pretty good. The blue red juniper, again, doing pretty well. I'm really excited. I'll have to do some research of what perennial I want to put kind of more towards this area. That's going to be a project of just over the winter, just thinking, coming up with ideas. But I'm going to take my time because my garden is a small garden. So whatever I put, I really want to cut down on. I mean, every plant is a risk, but I really want to cut down on just like switching plants and not liking something. When I put something, I want to like it, and I just want it to be the right fit. So it's going to take some research. As we go over here, there's Angel, Garden Angel, with a red ribbon as well. And then I'll pan out this way. So I did expand the beds a little bit more. When I say the beds, I should just say this one. So I kind of reworked the lines on this one. I still have to, I'll probably come back and kind of finick a little bit because I tinker a lot in my garden with the garden lines of the bed. But I definitely expanded this one a little bit more. It's a lot less swoopy and more pulled out. Over here, we have a little splash of Christmas, which I think this looks so cute. In these containers, so I'm not planning to do vegetables next year. I am just planning to do all flowers. So I'm going to have cut flowers in this area where the alliums are planted, and in the garden containers I actually went ahead and planted pink tulips. They're the Darwin hybrid pink tulips. It didn't have a specific name, it just said Darwin hybrid pink, but I'm going to try to treat them as if they were dahlia tubers. So I'm going to let them do their thing, flower, look beautiful, maybe cut a couple, bring them inside for arrangements, but then I'm going to dig them up, and then I'm going to store them as if you were do a dahlia tuber. Or the other idea was just to leave them as is in here, and then just sow my seeds on top, and treat them as if they were in the ground, and just do, because all my seeds are going to be most likely annual flowers. So we'll see what I come up with and which way I want to move forward with that. So just a simple wreath and then a little arrangement. I had already the pansies that were in here. So white pine, pansies, those twigs up there were actually sucker twigs from my thundercloud that I pruned them off and I spray painted them gold. The berries came from my unanimous shrub on the other side of the house. So these are green, the leaves are green, but it's actually a variegated shrub. But sometimes shrubs do push out green leaves, even though they're variegated, and you're supposed to prune those out. So I usually wait until around the holiday time and I prune them out, and then I put them in different places in my garden. I think it looks really pretty. I do. Then over here, this area, it's pretty big and it's a lot of room for ideas. It gets part sun. I mean, the sun's coming out now. It was overcast. We're supposed to get rain, but during the growing season, it is part sun. So it only gets a little bit of morning sun, and then the oak tree gives it some shade. So I'm interested when researching what I can actually fill this spot up with. I was thinking about grasses. I was thinking about mirroring another shrub. There's a big shrub over there. It's called, the name of it escapes me, but I've had it and you can see how massive it is. I was thinking about adding another one here. Obviously I'll have to move the hydrangea forward a little bit and then move the black-eyed Susans that I have back there to another location, but we'll see. I'm not gonna do that anytime soon. Over here, there's another Charlie Brown Christmas tree, another wreath, and from my kitchen window, this is what I see. So I wanted to make it a little special. So when I'm standing there cooking or washing dishes or just kind of staring outside for ideas to come to me, this is what I look at. And let me get closer to the Charlie Brown Christmas tree. So remember the unanimous, variegated unanimous, these were some of the leaves inside. And so I cut them and I put them there. And then I just used some pine cones and some evergreen sprigs from a DeGroote arborvitae. And then just a simple bow on the top. And then we go this way. So let me turn around here. So I think it looks pretty. And then over here, you see the garden all nice and cleaned up. And I did the final cleaning up a couple days ago. So here we are in the bench area where I did get another trellis. So here is, as I said, the bench area, and they don't match the trellises, but that's okay. But I think just for the height, because this one is taller, so I believe, you know, naturally my plant that I want to put here, which are sweet peas, it'll have more structure to climb up on. So I think I might go back, even though I think it was a really good find in finding something similar. And really all that's similar is the toppers. My topper came from a curtain rod. This actually had a topper that looked like the curtain rod. Who would have figured? I can find something like that, which is pretty cool. Over here, I really like this. So there are the unanimous kind of branches with the berries, not as heavy. As I said, they were with the plain green, little red bow, some pine branches, twigs that I kind of just scrapped from the other Charlie Brown Christmas tree that I still held on to, some DeGroote branches here, and pine cones. And within these two terracotta pots, I did put the iris bulbs that I planted in this area, which, by the way, I hope you guys can see my little spirally twigs, glitter picks that I put in here too. More sparkles of Christmas. So I'm really excited about this. I think it looks so sweet, kind of sitting on the bench. And then here comes the wind. wind, so pardon the wind. But I think the area looks really, really sweet. And then, go over here, I have a rose that's blooming. Yeah, a December rose. As I mentioned, it hasn't been that cold, so it's still producing a little bit. Not as much, obviously, but a little bit. Anyway, over here, some more sparkles of Christmas. And then in this area, let me turn the camera around. So I'm standing in front of the gate, and I definitely opened up these two garden beds. So now I have a very distinct pathway kind of feel here. The bricks over here kind of went really deeply in towards those little plants that you see there, which are ajuga that I ended up purchasing on discount later in the season this year. And then on this side, something that was here was the hydrangea tree, which still is here. It's over there. I straightened it. So I dug it out. This happened probably a couple weeks ago. I dug it out and I straightened it, and then I pulled the bricks towards the center to kind of get it close, but to still keep enough room for the lawnmower. And what I do, I usually just measure the lawnmower and I try to go like 2.5 lawnmowers in width to give, you know, whatever machinery, if I ever needed to have bigger machinery come through here. I mean, you can always pull the bricks up too, but however. So I went ahead, pulled it out for more plants. And my idea, God willing, is to have a border of boxwoods. I would really like to see that. So starting where this this thyme is, right probably here, just to have a really small border of boxwoods on either side, kind of measuring up. The one thing I'll have to be you know, aware of are the roots of the pine tree and the roots of the Kwanzaa cherry tree. But I pulled it out enough that I think I'll be okay once I start planting. However, I do have 3 more gladiator alliums in here, and then there are 2 sets, I believe 2 or 3 sets of gladiator alliums on either side of the urn, kind of behind the drift roses in that space there. So it'll be nice to kind of see if they come up. I did, however, see some kind of action, bowl action. The soil was raised where one set of the gladiator alliums were. So hopefully they didn't mess with it. I mean, and if they did, I thought they didn't like the smell, the oniony smell of alliums. But we'll see what happens in the spring. So I have 3 here, and I kind of marked where the first one was with a little plant tag, and then they're kind of in a triangle. So here again, I have the catnip. I split one, so I have 4. So you'll see this beautiful purple puff of catnip. The idea is after I place the boxwoods, behind the boxwoods, I'm thinking delphiniums, I'm thinking maybe more cut flowers that I possibly could put here, because this area I feel is a sweet spot. It gets morning sun and afternoon shade, and if it's enough sun to keep the catmint happy, I feel it'll definitely keep flowers, my cut flowers happy. So that's something that I'm looking forward to as well. I tried to eat up as much grass space as I could by doing that. So I'm excited about that. And then over here, the Mother Mary garden. I think in my last video, my bulb planting video, I did show where I planted the daffodils. I still have more that I need to plant. Didn't plant them anywhere yet. But look at that hole. That's what the voles do, guys. They come in and they move around, and it's not a good thing. Anyway, that's my Christmas tour / bulb update tour of my back garden. I'm really excited to see what comes up in the spring. Hopefully everything comes up. I hope, as usual, you guys are doing well. I hope everyone's having a good weekend week ahead. And thank you as always for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.